Hello, hello, hello to all of my Taurians. This is Queen Amun-Ra coming to you with your general reading, Taurus. Let's get into it. Happy birthday to each and every one of you all Taurians. Happy birthday. Let's get into it. Let's see what your cards have to say. Let's see what your cards have to say. I'm talking to you if you have Taurus anywhere in your chart. Not just if Taurus is your sun sign. I'm talking to you if Taurus is your moon sign, rising, Venus, Pluto, Sagittarius, Pluto, Saturn, that's what I meant to say, Saturn, Venus, wherever it is in your birth chart, including your MC or IC. I am talking to you, Taurus. I am talking to you, and you. All right. Let's get into it. Let's see what your cards have to say. Let's see what your cards have to say. All right, so Taurus, some questions also, just in case you want to jot these down. First question you want to ask yourself this week in preparation of this moon and this new moon coming up in your sign, as a matter of fact. All right, somebody's focused on legacy wealth. I love it. All right, so somebody's learning how to see things from a higher mind, you know, higher view, higher spiritual view, and remembering why you're here on earth, which is to serve source, not to serve ego, serve vengeance, serve anything that you feel like is blocking your money. Nothing is blocking your money except you. So new information is coming into you from source. Here we have new about your legacy. That new information could be from this video. Source wants you to focus on your legacy. Mercury is not retrograde. It's in post-shadow retrograde, but still source is saying slow down so you can start focusing on your legacy, nothing else. Get your rest. You got a lot of opportunities coming your way to meet new people, to build your soul tribe, to apply for jobs. You know that's going to help you get more money. Focus on your legacy. Leave all of that other stuff behind. Anybody who burned you, somebody you may have felt like was responsible for your money being funny or your change being strange. Source is saying to you, focus on your future, because that money and that security and stability and career success, all of that comes from source. All of it comes from source. It does not come from human. They cannot take it away and they can't give it to you. They were talking about humans. So here are your questions. First question, Taurus, is how often do you feel true pleasure? Second question is, do you feel guilty about pursuing pleasure? Third question is, where are the energy blockages and places of tension located in your body? Fourth question is, can you discern how your body says yes to some things and no to others? And then what does your body need, right? You all are ruled by Venus. Venus is the goddess of love. So source wants somebody to really double down, buckle down, and focus on your legacy. Somebody is going to be helping you with your legacy, whether it's your love interest, a parent, whoever, somebody's helping you with your legacy. But what is your legacy? You shouldn't be waiting on your kids to tell you what your legacy is. You know, like we've all seen, like stage parents. They're living vicariously through their kids. Their kids have a legacy, but they also have a legacy, right? So anyway, here we have the Temperance card. Yeah, the Temperance card. Source is saying you got a guardian angel helping you with this, to leave the past behind. Let the past emotions of feeling overwhelmed, that who you were married to, who you used to date, who you were friends with, all of that stuff that was overwhelming, those tricky relationships. Source is like, step into your light. Get as far away from that. Toss some things into a burning bowl, in negative emotions, and move into your light. Your purpose is your light. When I say your light, that's what I mean, your purpose. That's where the legacy wealth is going to come from, because there's a lot of wealth attached here. But what is your legacy? What is your legacy? Every time you look down in this black hole, it gets darker and darker and darker. You know, like somebody, you may think, okay, I'm thinking about, see, from here to here. Source is saying, this number 5, it's a pivotal point. Put a manhole cover over your past, because it's causing you to emotionally seem pessimistic every time you talk about it. Put a fire up under yourself. You could have been burned by Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So it's saying put a fire up under yourself and step into your light. Like motivate yourself to step into your own light. That's what Source is trying to tell somebody, and leave the past behind. And if it's you know, some kind of trauma you experience, put some fire up under yourself to go see a therapist. Sit down and talk to somebody, because if somebody has really been going through something, you may have to cut off a whole lot of people until you can kind of get the support you need in the therapist office, right? You know, and go in there and open up, talk. Let a person know this is the end results that I want. Don't just sit down, plop down on the chair or the couch and just expect for them to read your mind. Because you only have what, depending on You know, what session you're paying for, it could be 30 minutes or an hour. And you could easily walk out of there feeling like this person can't help me, but you never opened up and said anything, right? Because I don't trust anybody. That's what you could be saying. So Source is saying it's time to leave the past in the past and focus on your own peace. That's priceless. It's time to sit down and start visualizing yourself in a life, in a harmonious relationship. You're building legacy together. Even if you don't know what that good product or service is that you're creating for your legacy, you just see wealth all around you. Healthy relationships, people who are patient with you and your growth. You're patient with them. People who are just as generous as you are. Source is saying, get to a high frequency Taurus. Like a very high frequency Taurus, high vibrating Taurus. All that other past stuff, if it burned you that bad, Source is saying, let the bridges be burned and move on. Move on from those things. Not get over it, because that would be insensitive to yourself, but heal through it so that you'll recognize, okay, I know what I'm dealing with. I know exactly what I'm dealing with. So somebody, like I said, is seeing things from a higher frequency, and that will give you the fire that you need to move on from something. And again, if you got insensitive people around you that's telling you you need to get over it, then you need to get over them. You need to say, okay, I need to get these insensitive energies out of my soil. Nothing can grow when you got a bunch of insensitive, callous, cold-hearted energies that started your own family. When you got people in your own family that's gaslighting you. Oh my God, this video could really be an hour for real. Here we have the Seven of Swords. Here we have the Six of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Hermit card, the Four of Wands, and also the High Priestess. High Priestess came out twice. All right. All right, so here we have the Hermit card. So Source is saying to you, I'm trying to remember. Oh my goodness. There's a movie. Whoopi Goldberg played in this movie. Okay, what is the name of the movie? Whoopi Goldberg played in this movie, and she had 2 daughters in the movie. And she was a super religious person. Like, you know, she was so religious, in fact, that actually her character, how it comes into the scene of the movie, just makes you seem like she's some kind of a religious fanatic, right? But it was because of the trauma. As you get deeper into the movie, it's because of the trauma that she experienced as in her childhood. And then her daughters experienced their own trauma as a result of it. So she was super religious. Like, one of her daughters just seemed like she was the devil incarnate, right? But what Source is trying to tell you is that you could have had an experience with some, like, 2 people who were highly intelligent, High Priestess energy, right? Somebody could be using their High Priestess for their energy, their feelings about things for good, and some people could use theirs for evil. So but to understand good and evil resides in everybody. It's based on what a person chooses to use their gifts for. Are they choosing to use their gifts for forgiveness and agape love, or are they using their their gifts for vengeance? I know certain things, so I'm going to use that. So somebody could have had some interactions with some energies where Source is saying to you, leave all the overwhelming energies behind and tap into your own gifts. Like, tap into your own gifts, and don't look at it as like religious people do. Religious people, it's just like, okay, I got to take everything literal. Even when you're reading the Bible, if you read the Bible one year, you read a passage of scriptures, it could mean something this year. The following year, it could mean something totally different. So Source is saying, instead of being so fixated on something, don't just read the context. Read the pretext, the post-text, this whole story around it. Like, look at it from a higher frequency so you can look and see all of the picture and decide, I'm leaving things that were overwhelming behind me. I'm committed to breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. I'm not just looking at the last 2 people that I dated as evil. Source is like, well, how did you attract those people? How did you attract those people? Or the last 2 friendships I had, they were just evil. They were jealous. Source is like, okay, you're looking at it wrong. I need you to raise your frequency to see where it came from. How did you attract those energies? Where were you in your journey to even attract those types of energies, right? Again, it started with somebody's family. That's what a lot of people don't want they don't want to look at that. Here we have the 6 of Cups and also the 4 of Wands. So somebody's going to feel like a huge weight has been lifted. You know, new and exuberant love is coming across somebody's path. Source wants somebody to operate in childlike faith. And also knowing that you're on the other side of a long and arduous journey, to not go back to that. Learn the lesson. Everything should not have to feel like a blowtorch before somebody says, oh my God, you know what? I just keep dating the same kind of people. I just keep running into backstabbing people who eventually backstab me. I thought they were really my friends. I can't trust anybody. At some point, somebody's going to have to say, okay, let me look at myself for a second. Like, what lessons am I not learning here? And then go straight to God. God, show me me, like show me myself, right? So that I can turn my focus towards my legacy and not the past. So Source is definitely trying to give somebody the nudge that they need to move forward. But again, if you're fixated on staying connected to certain family members and keep on getting burned over and over and over again, or staying connected to whoever, going back to an ex and got to get answers and closure from them, Source is saying you're not learning the lesson. So here we have the 9 of Coins. This is financial independence. But again, somebody's not going to keep it long if they don't learn the lessons from God. 2 of Swords. There we go. The Chariot card. And also the 2 of Coins. God is trying to make somebody very, very wealthy. I'm telling you, legacy wealth, financial independence, and creating an additional stream of income. Somebody's going to have to move on beyond something. Somebody's going to have to move on beyond something. Here we have the Chariot card. And I do see eventually you tapping into your gifts and seeing things from a higher frequency. Sometimes people think reconnecting with toxic family members is like I'm taking the high road. But if you really understood the high road at a higher frequency, you would understand what you were truly dealing with, right? And say, okay, if I have to interact with energies, the time will be so limited that they know that if they step over boundaries, now it's clear that they are the ones that ruined it. Or there's some people that you just need to leave behind permanently because it's too triggering. Every time you think about how many relationships certain family members ruin, you may not want to blame family members and the conditioning there, but you may be looking at the person going, why don't you just fit in? Why don't you just fit in? Why don't you just be quiet and just go along with the program like I did? And they're like, that's not how I was raised. I'm not going along with some program. So here we have 2 of Swords. So Source wants you to take the blindfolds off so that you can see the blessings and burdens coming your way. Here we have the Knight of Swords and also the Page of Swords. Like, Knight just gets so caught up in who looks nice or who is nice arm candy or whose body is chiseled and like who has a handsome face or a pretty face or who have the nice kind of car or, you know, what organizations they belong to. Source is like, look at it from a soul level so that you can see the blessings and burdens in it. Does their demons align with your demons? Do their demons irritate your demons? Some Source is like, come up out of the I gotta see stuff and find out the hard way. Source is saying, come away from that. Focus on your legacy. Stay in the posture of gratitude. Do not go back for answers from anybody from your past that you felt burned you. Look at all the energies around you and see if they play some role in why you attract certain energies. Surrender to the divine. Yep. Whole reading is about surrendering to the divine. Focusing on your purpose. What is your purpose? So you can see what you need to see. We are all here to serve Source. And I'm going to tell you something. If you ever meet somebody who is already operating in their purpose and you come in and you disrupt them from their purpose, distract them in any way, shape, form, or fashion, not only are they going to have to deal with God, but so are you. Because you know, like plenty of people have said, you know what, I was operating in my purpose and then all of a sudden love came into the picture. I asked God for love and I met this person and next thing you know, I wasn't practicing, I wasn't disciplined as I was before. And then it doesn't work out. And then it doesn't work out. Source deals with them, and Source is going to deal with you. But you got to learn. Somebody has to learn a lesson. So anyway, Source wants everybody to, you know, surrender to the divine. Just be still. Just be still. Get grounded. Get outside on that earth. Do a nature walk, something, but get grounded so you can hear from Source. Mercury is post-retrograde, and if you're just waiting on God for some answers because you mad because somebody upset you or frustrate you, Source is like, I got much more to talk to you about than just who recently hurt you or who you felt like got away with something. Source is like, no, I need to talk to you about your legacy and working for a source, not going after something that somebody put some energy out into the universe and karma is going to already take care of that. I want you to, the Source is like, I want you to focus on working for me, not working for the devil, because you don't feel like I'm moving fast enough. Number 3, I am charismatic. Expression comes naturally to you. You are very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuits. You are able to get others on board with your ideas. Use it for good and not for evil. That charisma that can be used for good. And like I said, somebody has multiple gifts that really you can use to your advantage. And so sources, those gifts will make somebody very, very wealthy. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to financial independence. It's going to make somebody very wealthy if you know how to use it for good. Anybody has done something negative to you, their karma has already started. The moment their intentions were set, even if they had a smile on their face, their intentions were already set. It sent it out, a message out to the universe, and it's coming back to them, not to you. So you may have thought, but that was God's way of saying, I'm trying to wake you up from something so that you can start paying attention by taking these blindfolds off and seeing the beauty and the burdens that's coming your way. Beauty and the beast coming your way. That's what I have for you, and I will see you all on Friday. Bye.